My name is Susanne Johnson. I'm a Littlestown resident and my child attends school in this district. As a taxpayer parent, I'm frustrated seeing taxes increase while our students continue to struggle with reading and math. In the last finance meeting, the budget priorities included keeping pace with increases in operational expenses, planning on continued growth despite a continuous decline in enrollment, and keeping new facilities looking new. Perhaps you weren't listening before, so I hope you're listening now as some of you face re-election. When Superintendent Bigger was here, knowing how much the building was going to cost, the goal was to achieve cost savings with building consolidations by reducing positions. Yet that certainly doesn't seem to be a goal anymore, especially with central office positions. For example, adding a food service coordinator and a second security officer, splitting one administrative position into two full-time positions, one for maintenance and one for athletics. The building construction was used as a justification for that additional security officer and administrative assistant, but even with construction scheduled to end this fall, these positions persist. For central office and administrative tax, automation and consolidation need to be explored to more efficiently use resources. And the student incident data clearly demonstrate that a second security officer isn't needed, especially when considering how fast Mr. Lorenz is able to move between our buildings, which are adjacent to each other on a small campus, and the quick response of the Littlestown Police Department, who patrols a small, rural, 1.5 square mile town. This board has continuously approved new spending measures, and then with upcoming elections, you all feign surprise when faced with potential tax increases to cover things I warned you about last year, including new positions, administration raises a year early, buying a new bus when we need to contract out transportation services, and moving nearly all of last year's $3.75 million budget surplus to capital projects instead of setting any of it aside for ACTI, when career and technical education is arguably the most critical investment needed at this time for our students and our community's workforce needs. You were repeatedly told that we'll have to pay over $500,000 per year for 20 or more years for ACTI, and the plans were to gradually increase taxes 1% each year for 3 years to ramp up to that annual commitment. I was ignored when I suggested splitting the budget surplus to ensure funding of both our highest priority capital projects within our district and ACTI instead of fully relying on new tax revenues for ACTI. While you're making funding decisions that seem to prioritize central office, a second SRO, and athletic fields, I'm hearing a reluctance to prioritize critical student needs like career and technical education and nothing about how to improve student performance. You introduced another automated assessment and instruction tool by Ready this year, and you pushed students into the Thunderbolt Cyber Academy when attendance or bullying become an issue. My daughter's completed plenty of automated lessons, often without learning the skills that she needs because she needs to be taught by a professional, not just another computer program. And it's not just that students and parents wanting more help. Dr. Berryman, when she was the high school principal, and Principal Golden from Males has also discussed using a co-teaching strategy with 2 teachers for classes where students need more help. You spent a considerable time developing a new mission and vision statements and acting curriculum to standards, perhaps attempting to fit square pegs into round holes, to continue doing things the same way you've always done them. Are you really making curriculum changes to improve student outcomes, or just repackaging what you've always done despite the fact that student performance has continued to decline for over a decade? Continue to do things the same way and expecting a different outcome is the definition of insanity. I've been in the district for over 3 years and watched balanced literacy persist while you slow walk the implementation of the evidence-based science and reading methods, and students continue to fall behind. I truly believe our district does have education professionals that care about our students, but it seems they lack the tools and support they need to be successful. When I'm not seeing improvements in student outcomes, it concerns me when the superintendent talks about the district's own master's program and learning the Thunderbolt way. It seems that our district needs to look to what others are doing to be more successful and lean on external expertise. It is the school board's responsibility to hold each other and administration accountable. You have failed the taxpayers as a whole and me personally when I was harassed and denied my parental rights to protect my child. Now I see a right to know where you again failed to intervene on a student's behalf. You all need to stop covering up for an elected official, putting our district in legal jeopardy by using her position on the school board and youth sports create a hostile work environment and harass me and others throughout this community. Several of you need to go, starting with judo wrestler.